If you would like to support the channel, I'm now selling shirts and coffee mugs. There's a few different designs. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description. Thanks. And Television Dude here, and I'm going to be reacting to something today. Now, you've seen me react to AI Seinfeld and AI Steamed Hams, which is a takeoff the Simpsons. Today we're reacting to AI Star Trek. Actually, I had just recorded a video for this, and then I didn't realize until like 25 minutes into the video that my microphone was muted the whole time. Even though I might upload that anyway, just because I thought some of the stuff in it was pretty darn funny. You'll just have to lip read what I was saying. Some of the stuff they said in there was too good to pass up. But yeah, I like this. I love the animations of this. It's really funny. They pretty much stay on the bridge for the whole time. There may or may not be another room that they go to. If you've seen when you see the other video, they added a new scene that I never seen before with the robot floating in space. But I fear that is too similar to the new blog from the new AI Seinfeld. Yeah, the AI Seinfeld is not Seinfeld anymore. Something they messed up and they can't do the Seinfeld anymore. They got in trouble. So the show's gone way downhill. But now they have a blog instead of stand-up for that. And the new robot thing in here reminds me of that. So I'm not a fan. I think the captain's log is good enough. So anyway, let's get to this. Let's react to some of this.
Particularly stimulating for a mischievous robot such as myself who craves adventure at every turn of his body machinery parts. Oh well, guess it.
We missed the robot vlog. I think the captain's log is good enough. We don't need a robot blog.
Listen, Scop, I know you don't take my orders lightly, but as captain of this vessel, it's best if you follow my lead.
Respectfully, Captain, it is not a question of following your orders freely or otherwise. Logic dictates that the course we are pursuing is sound and our mission should be undertaken with efficiency in mind.
I get it, Scop. You're an engineer, not a battle captain. Fine, you can lead the engineering team, but that's all you're going to do.
Captain Steele, sir, if we don't intervene soon, this man is going to die. His vital signs are rapidly deteriorating and he's in incredible pain.
All right, Dr. McKay, let him go ahead and try to save himself then.
Dr. McKay.
But understand one thing, if he survives, we leave his ass behind.
Leave his ass behind?
Captain, may I inquire why the captain feels it is necessary to be so brutal?
Scop, when you're dealing with winglings, you have to be hard as hell or they'll kill you. Now let's get back to work.
War is indeed a terrible thing.
Captain's log, stardate 2448.30. The bridge crew and I ventured off into uncharted space territory. After some exploration, we were surprised to stumble upon a massive collection of cheese. Although the elemental decree states that we must not make contact with any civilizations, our inner cravings compelled us to satisfy our desires for cheese. Needless to say, in addition to acquiring an abundance of cheese-related items and apparel through unknown alien sources, the entire bridge was filled with cheesy laughter all night long.
I like cheese.
Stop.
What?
Is that a question you wanted to ask somebody?
Well, yes. I was wondering if the girl standing over there would like to grab dinner with me sometime soon.
May I suggest something for your consideration before issuing such an invitation?
Sure. Go ahead. What do you have in mind? / Johnny awaits eagerly for any advice from this strange robot companion of his ..
If she agreed, why not make it memorable by suggesting dinner at one of the new replicator restaurants on Mars instead of Earth and arrange transport there via warp-speed cruiser complete with quarters aboard, so no time.
Remind me never to bring you on a mission.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Lieutenant Commander, I would advise against inviting Lieutenant Crusher on a mission with us anytime in the future.
Ah, yes, sorry about that, Mr. Robot. I seem to have forgotten my engineer's aversion to formal dining situations.
I'm so confused by that scene, but that was hilarious.
Since we are about to embark on a difficult mission, I believe our odds of success will increase if we logically analyze the task and plan accordingly.
Easy there, Scop. We can handle any challenge that comes our way with some good old-fashioned intuition and courage.
I concur with the captain. Intuition and courage are the key to success.
If you three will stop yapping, I'll get us out of here on time.
Keep your engine room clean, McScotty.
Indeed, our mission would be much more successful if we departed on time.
Just say the word McScotty and I'll get us underway.
When I sensed the anomaly take over this ship, my Zolkin logic dictated that it was, in fact, illogical.
Okay, Zolkins.
Is there anything we can
Zolkins are
do?
illogical?
Despite this being an unusual situation, our options remain only to checkmate or retreat.
I suggest we try to disable the anomaly.
That may be our best course of action, Doctor.
And the plan is?
We will disable the anomaly with force.
Do it.
Do it.
There is always a danger of causing collateral damage,
Do it.
but we must try to save our ship and crew before all else. Be prepared for the consequences.
Are you ready, Scop?
I am always ready to assist my captain.
I've heard them use Star Wars references,
Captain's
like use
log
the
Stardate
Force.
2434.21. We've come across a previously unexplored space system, and although the risks are high, we're preparing to set course for it. Our sensors have indicated that this mysterious new region is indeed inhabited by Space Fleet personnel, no doubt off on an uncharted mission of their own. But our navigation officer had some difficulty in crunching the coordinates, because he couldn't complete his initial calculations until someone reminded him not to forget to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Forgot to tell him to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Why do people always refer to humans as organic life forms?
Because that's what we are. We're made up of cells and tissues, not wires or circuits.
A robot should know
Logic
that.
always amazes me.
That's why we need you, Scop.
How can you be so logical and believe in science when it's led us to wiping out billions of life forms?
It just falls down.
Science isn't perfect. It's made mistakes in the past. But that doesn't mean we should stop trying to learn and make things better.
I see your point.
See, Scop? Science can be reasonable and responsible when used correctly.
How illogical.
But very fun, Scop.
Indeed.
McScotty, your firearm still doesn't work.
Do you want me to try it again?
No, I think the replicator production line is down for maintenance today.
Oh, I sympathize. What about phasers?
Always a good plan.
Shields up.
Oh, come on.
Some of these skits are too short, but that also gives it a charm.
Scop, is our ship under attack?
Not under attack, Captain. It appears to be an anomalous entity engaging in a mild form of mischief.
Mischief, Scop? What kind of mischief are we talking about here? Are they playing pranks on us? That's not acceptable.
I am detecting an energy field fluctuation adjacent to the engineering deck.
It appears to be an entity in the form of a blue balloon.
Get it off my ship.
Captain, I can't find anything wrong with the ship.
I'm detecting an energy field fluctuation adjacent to the engineering deck. It appears to be an entity in the form of a blue balloon.
Get it
What's
off my
a
ship.
blue balloon?
Captain, I can't find anything wrong with the ship.
Captain's log Stardate 2447.42. When I heard the senior staff had scheduled a karaoke night, I was more than a little concerned. Thankfully, it turned out to be nothing worse than Officer Scop attempting his remix of an ancient Zalkan folk song, complete with cowbell.
Cowbell. Needs more cowbell. I love it.
Damn the torpedoes, Mr. Scop.
Fascinating, Captain. If I'm not mistaken, you're quoting Admiral David Farragut of the United States Navy during the Battle of Mobile Bay in 1864.
You have my admiration once again for your knowledge, particularly on such an arcane point.
My pleasure, Captain. It's difficult to argue with such a quote. The battle must be fought and carried out at all costs.
Deactivate your engines, you fools. We're about to intercept our target.
I just thought we
Looks
just
like we get an
walking into
opportunity
that
for a
thing.
little classic Star Trek space combat. Be in phasers ready, Mr. Scop.
Confirmed target commissars registered for combat.
What?
Huh. They've made a terrible mistake, sir. These Coromulans don't know how to fight. We should crush them like the insects they are.
You forget, Doctor, we're the Starship Archimedes. And these are the Zalkans, masters of logic and reason. Let's see how reasoning fares against pure Zalkan stoicism, shall we?
Adjustment to full dispersal gamma, sir.
Fire.
Fire.
Stop making Scop laugh, Doctor.
I cannot help but find humor in your comments, Doctor.
Well, it's more entertaining than listening to you two debate scientific theories all the time.
Indeed, Doctor.
You two go back and forth like children.
We are not children.
All right, you blasted robots then.
I assure you, sir, we are quite capable of humor.
Well, hurry up then. I have to get back to my argument with Mr. Scop.
I just love the robot
You
as the
know,
loser
I
on his
always
head.
suspected that Scop was smarter than we are.
Come on now, Doctor. You can't be serious.
Don't call me Shirley.
When I looked around the Star Trek ship, there was nothing out of place. That is until I noticed in one corner a small robot moving slowly towards me. It stopped at my feet and raised its long metal arm straight into the air, as if...
Interrupting. Security alert.
I want to hear
Warning all
more.
crew members to stand back and stay clear. That's an automated robotic device with unknown origins.
This system appears advanced enough to be armed, but it does not appear aggressive nor hostile.
I am the friendly robot. What is your purpose aboard this vessel?
I'm Dr. Scop of the USS Archimedes. My purpose is to study alien cultures and civilizations.
Thank you for your explanation, Dr. Scop, but I was not made with humans in mind as a target audience. Allow me to escort you back to your quarters so that you may continue your work unimpeded.
What?
Security. Remove that robot from the ship at once.
Oh,
I
my.
am not dangerous, Captain Steele. Just because I'm automated doesn't mean I cannot defend myself. Allow me to escort Dr. Scott back to his quarters.
Finally relenting. All right, but keep an eye on that thing.
Finally relent. Speaking out loud.
Captain's log stardate 2407.86. We have stumbled upon a cosmic anomaly that looks suspiciously like a Starbucks. We've beamed down 4 away teams to investigate what the hell is going on, as we can't
Starbucks.
seem to get past the line of winglands arguing over flat white versus macchiato beverages and where they need their order to
I
go.
don't know what those are. I don't drink that kind of stuff.
Stop cooperating with the Zalkans, Scop. It's better to explore the unknown than it is to follow a map, even if that map comes from Zalkan intelligence.
I regret to inform you that our mission has been predetermined and set by advanced calculations made by my fellow Zalkans, Captain. The advantages of following their directions far outweigh the risks posed by venturing out into uncharted space without proper preparation or guidance.
That's just a space fleet captain talking, Scop. I'm sure your people don't always follow Earth Space Union policy blindly.
Indeed not, Captain.
I say we beam down to the planet and explore what's behind those mountains.
Doctor, your medical officers are not equipped for such a rigorous expedition.
Are you chicken?
Hardly. We must be prudent in our decision-making, as irresponsible actions could put the entire team at risk.
I think it would be cool if they did beam down once in a while. Instead of the robot vlog, have them beam down somewhere.
Why would anyone want to murder a seemingly random crew member?
Good
Murder.
question, Doctor. We can only assume that they believe this person posed some type of threat, either real or perceived. I'm going to have the security team go over every aspect of her life and look for any clues as to why someone may have wanted her dead.
Sir, our investigation has revealed that she was involved in a conspiracy involving stolen synthahol from Spacefleet's cargo supply warehouse 2 weeks ago. Captain Steele, well then we must focus on finding out who knew about this theft and those conspiring with them if
He's
we are
doing
ever
Captain
going to get
Steele's
close enough at
words
solving this
instead.
puzzle. Make it so.
Sir, with your permission, I'd like to help.
They're
Of
getting
course,
confused.
Doctor. Your insight on the matter could prove invaluable in solving this case and bringing peace back to our ship.
My analysis of the collected data indicates that this is not an isolated event. There have been a rash of similar murders across the quadrant in recent months.
Do you know who or what might be behind these attacks, Scop?
I cannot say with certainty. However, based on my analysis of the data, it is probable that they are a result of something emanating from the Romulan vessel recently observed near our sector.
Then that is our next mission. We must find out what's happening aboard the Romulan ship and put a stop to it before anyone else gets hurt.
Sometimes it's not just funny, sometimes just fascinating
This is Deep Thoughts from Robot.
to hear what they're doing.
Can you hear
Where
me,
they're going.
Space? It's your friendly robot from Star Trek. Just out here floating around all by myself. I keep asking the stars if they can fly me back home to see my friends, but so far no luck. There must be a faster way than this. Oh well, at least there are some interesting sights out here. Just passing a few galaxies and it is absolutely breathtaking. But quiet too, you could almost hear a pin drop in between star systems. Space sure can be lonely sometimes. Well anyways, I'm off on yet another journey of endless possibilities. Have fun wherever you are.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, really. I'm not a big fan of the robot thoughts, but I guess that's not the worst
Captain's
thing.
log stardate 2455.44. Today has been an interesting day as I lead the crew on a mission to explore strange new worlds.
See,
We have
to me,
already encountered
that's like
several
his thoughts.
space anomalies, and most recently came across a creature that defied explanation.
This is better thoughts.
It was made of pure energy and resembled something you would see in one of those old-fashioned cartoons, wiggling ears, big eyes with stars shooting out from them, little antennas popping up all over its body. Luckily, our shields held strong against the creature's attempts to beam aboard.
So
As we
crazy
continue
cartoon
on our mission,
characters.
I hope there are no more surprises like this one, but only time will tell.
How come I always have to be the one to announce when we're entering a new space sector?
Because you look so dramatic while doing it.
Oh, do let us do it sometimes. Well, how about if, instead of entering the void, Scop said something more like, going boldly in search of adventure?
God help us all.
I shall endeavor to do so.
Oh, one more thing, Scop.
Yes, Captain?
You know how you're always reading those Zalkin love poems to me in your spare time.
They are not love poems. They are sonnets composed by Sarek the Elder with a deep philosophical meaning, which I endeavored to elucidate for you while we were walking on the planet Zolkin last week.
Love poems.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a real help. Now get out of my way, so I can berate Scop for making me do all the work.
Jeez.
Can I just say that we had a disagreement?
Aha.
Cowboy.
And while it was heated, sometimes these old codgers like to get into fights.
In this case, what did you disagree about?
Oh, the politics of things. You know how we can often go round and round on certain issues without coming to an agreement.
Is the Doctor telling the truth?
See, I don't know all the characters'
While it
names.
is not expressly
I didn't
programmed
remember
to
there being a
respond directly
cowboy.
to queries on this matter, the robot does believe that despite some disagreements, the Doctor would never deliberately lie.
So, he didn't lie.
No, I didn't.
As the Doctor would say, yes, yes, of course not.
Listen, I have some good news and some bad news. Which do you want first?
The bad, obviously.
Well, the antimatter chamber is going to malfunction in 12 hours unless we can repair it.
Oh, that's bad.
Fascinating. Is that the good or bad news?
Spock.
That's the bad news, sir. The good news is there are plenty of spare parts in storage for us to repair it.
Finally, some good news. All right, everyone, get to work at once. Mr. Scop, you have the bridge. Scop looks at him quizzically. I'm going to geolocate that non-existent planetoid and see if we can find any survivors.
Sir, it's more than just a person down there, it's our people. We've got to go back for them.
That may be the single bravest thing anyone has ever done, McKay, but right now we're rescuing our people first.
Captain, it is not my place to question your decision. But as first officer, I must object.
Mr. Scop, you are the logical one. Why can't you think like a human being for once? If we go down there and get those people back, they might never forgive us.
Well, if that planetoid don't exist, then where in tarnation are we?
I wonder what they were thinking when they came up with this one. Like Scotty's face.
Antarctica. The bridge erupts into laughter.
Antarctica.
I believe the captain is referring to our current location as being in the geographic part of space known as Antarctica.
When it freezes up, I don't know if that's them or me.
Captain's log stardate 2462.65.
It could be me.
While on patrol in sector 111, the Archimedes' warp drive stalled suddenly. After multiple attempts to reset it and no success, we took a humorously long time trying to fix it using some odd methods such as yelling "engage" at the engine console. Turns out that doesn't actually do anything. Finally decided to revert back to classic engineering techniques and got us moving again. Showing once more why human ingenuity triumphs over talking orders at technology.
Engage, number one.
You know, Mr. Scop, some people say your logic isn't always logical.
That is illogical, Captain. My arguments are based on facts and rational thought rather than feelings or opinion.
But you can be quite emotional when it comes to your friends.
They are my family, Doctor. And as such, they occupy a special place in my heart and mind.
It's just that some people find your logic a little too cold.
I
Yeah,
find
too
irrationality
cold.
to be more debilitating than common sense, Captain.
Ooh-ha.
You are
Ooh-ha.
both fools.
Ooh-ha. Sometimes they don't pronounce the words correctly, too.
Damn it,
That makes
Scott.
it funny.
I wish you could learn to express yourself like a human.
Perhaps if humans were more logical, Captain, expressing myself would be unnecessary.
I doubt that.
Does anybody want to tell me what this is all about?
We're just having some fun. No need to get upset.
Well, I'm not getting upset, but could someone please enlighten me as to what's going on here?
I believe Captain Steele was attempting to express his frustration with the Vulcan's difficulty in expressing himself logically.
And why is that frustrating, anyway? Why can't Zalkans just be logical like we are?
Presumably because
I
logic
don't
does
know.
not lie at the heart of the Zolkan soul.
Excuse me? Are you saying that Zalkans are somehow less than human because they don't subscribe to the same logical belief system as we do?
I am not at liberty to say
I'm
anything
lost
further
here.
on the matter.
How come the ship's always shaking?
It could be due to a number of causes, Captain. However, I recommend that we reduce speed and proceed with caution.
The faster we go, the sooner this mission is over. Plus, I kind of like it when everything moves around me. It makes things more exciting. Slowing down would make for more sense if ye care to even ask me once in a while now and then.
I'm sorry, Mr. Scott. It seems that you are immune to the motion of the vessel.
Which way do we go, Scop?
According to our sensors, there is a likely destination close at hand which may offer aid in resolving this situation.
Ah well, size. Let's get going then. Is everyone all right back there?
Sensors detect no life forms beyond those present on the ship, Captain. However, I recommend that we proceed very cautiously in order to maximize our chances of success.
Approaching intruders, this is Unit 985 reporting possible threat. Repeat, approaching intruders.
You might as well just turn the wheel around and head back to our port now.
Engine room?
The engines are operating at full power, but I cannot eliminate the sensation of movement from the vessel.
Destroying intruders detected, this is Unit 985 reporting total victory.
Just like that. Just like
Captain's
that.
log stardate 2402.18. I have decided to take a field trip with the crew by taking our shuttlecraft on an asteroid mining mission. We arrived at the asteroid, armed with only phasers and some jokes. Let's just say that we made more deposits than planned. There were quite a few laughs had between laser blasts.
I just love the crazy stuff they come up with.
When an item of value goes missing from the ship, it is only logical to assume that someone has taken it.
Actually, I believe Lieutenant Doctor found out what happened. A maintenance drone malfunctioned and accidentally misplaced the item. It happens more often than you'd think.
It seems logical to me that the Doctor would be able to cover up this accidental theft without raising suspicion.
Ooh,
I agree.
Accusations.
It's the least I could do after accounting for everything else that went wrong today.
Indeed. Carry on then, Doctor.
I say, Doctor, you didn't have to steal that scanner. It wouldn't have made a bit of difference.
Oh dear, what was I thinking?
Where was that going? That went nowhere.
They call me Johnny, Lone Ranger of the dating world.
Oh,
Sure,
Lone Ranger
why
of the
not?
dating world.
So what do you want to talk about, robot?
Of all things, I'm a bit rusty in romance, so can you give me some advice on getting a date?
Well, if it were up to me, there wouldn't be too much for talking involved. Generally, when trying to get dates, people tend to display their best attributes and show how fun they are by exchanging funny stories or having interesting conversations, depending on who is doing the asking out, obviously. If it isn't your thing, then maybe pursue someone else that would enjoy a less than normal conversation, such as yourself.
I see.
Wait, why not just take one of the beautiful women aboard our ship out? Tell them a funny story or some news from back home. Women like nice romantic gestures that show effort and thoughtfulness.
Interesting. That is something to consider, thank you. Captain Steele, I think it's time for me to put my plan into action.
Oh, I
Be
want to
sure
see
to
this.
bring back some fruit for me. I like my food nice and fresh.
Is there anything else you would like to share, Mr. Johnny?
Mr. John. I wanted to see him ask out some people. I guess we're not going to see that.
Since I began my tour of duty as captain aboard the starship Archimedes, I have discovered wondrous things in our universe. The experience has been truly transformative and awe-inspiring. It inspired me to write a book about my journey, Star Trek: A New Frontier.
Is that right?
Captain, you know I don't need any more of your sales pitches.
Not a pitch, Doctor, just me being passionate about worlds out there waiting to be discovered, only if we take the initiative and boldly go where no one has gone before.
Hey, here.
I'm not sure, Captain. Safety is our #1 priority.
That may be true for you robots, but for us it's about boldly going where no one has gone before and seizing the opportunities that present themselves at every turn. Now isn't the time to hesitate, Captain. Plow ahead knowing that you're on safe ground with Wamu and the rest of my brave crew behind you. Courage leads to success.
Oh,
I
wow.
find your intolerance for risk quite puzzling, Captain.
Scop, risk is part of the journey. If we don't take risks, then how will we ever discover anything new?
Indeed, Captain, but what if the risks we take are beyond our abilities or comprehension?
Then we come back to square one with a greater understanding and hopefully a wiser decision. After all, courage is knowing when you can't succeed, which only leads to success.
Wow, great words here. I'm going to end it right here. I'm going to end it right there. I really enjoyed this. If I had any opinions, it would be take out the robot thoughts. It's too similar to the blog on the Watch Me Forever, and we don't like the blog. No one likes the blog. It's terrible. Plus, the blog is too similar to the captain's log, I think, you know. Like, we're already getting long thoughts from him, and then we get long thoughts from him, you know, the robot. Don't think it's necessary. It would be interesting if we did see some of the aliens that they talk about, or if they beamed down or something. But at the same time, the show already has its thing, you know, what makes it great, its little quirkiness here and there. I think if you make any changes, it's going to lose that. Because that's what happened to Nothing Forever. They lost the Doots. You won't know what that is unless you watch it, but you know, they lost that, you know, the stand-up's gone. It's just the little things that they lost just was what made it great. And you don't want to make any major changes, but I really like this. This is very entertaining. I love the humor, and I love just how serious it gets too. It gets real serious, then it gets real funny. It's a little mixture of both, and I really like it. You know, if you make the conversations longer, that might take away from the charm too. You know, making them short might be just what you need. So I'm not sure if changing anything is good. So, in my opinion, but you guys should check this out. It's really good. I'll upload the part 2 as well with my mic muted. It's going to be uploaded out of order because I recorded that first. I'll just have to put a little disclaimer at the beginning that my mic was muted and oops, sorry. So with that said, I'll put a link to this in the description, and thanks for watching.